Kurunji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurunji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurunjischoolnkl.in.
Now we are going to discuss nuclear reactor. In our last class, we discussed about nuclear fission. What is nuclear fission and example of nuclear fissions and energy calculations. So, how much energy released in one nuclear fission also we completed in the last class. Now, we are going to focus on what is nuclear reactor, how does it work, what is the use of nuclear reactor, etc. Okay, right. See here, ma. So, when you see this, when we are going to see the name nuclear reactor, I think you might have to know what is the use of nuclear reactor. So, nuclear reactor utilizes the phenomena of nuclear fission, which releases enormous amount of energy within short span of time, within less amount of time. So, that is the main important point in case of nuclear reactor. With that energy we are utilizing to heat the water, so to produce steam. So, that steam is going to rotate the turbines, so that it can convert into electrical energy, So, here nuclear energy, the energy which is released in one nuclear fission is going to convert into the electrical energy finally. So, this picture is showing us the diagram, the nuclear reactor diagram. So, the core components and the major functions of nuclear reactor and the major parts also you can see here. So, this is the diagram of nuclear reactor. With this diagram, you can understand the nuclear reactor function clearly. Okay, right. So, what is nuclear fission and how much energy will be released in one nuclear fission? How can we calculate the amount of energy released? That and all we discussed in the last class. Right. See here, as we already discussed in one fission reaction, on an average 2.5 neutrons are released. So, if you see the last class, there I have given 3 nuclear fission reactions. So, 3 nuclear reactions which are fission reactions. There you can see in one case 3 neutrons were produced, in the latter case 4 neutrons, and in the last case 2 neutrons were produced. So, this is the statement on an average. In one nuclear fission reaction, on an average 2.5 neutrons, because in one case it is 2, in another case it is 3. So, in the bracket also here I mentioned, in some nuclear fission reaction it is 2 number of neutrons, in some other fission reactions it is 3, right, that is okay. So, that is why on an average in one fission reaction 2.5 neutrons are released, right. Next, the extra neutrons in turn, So, why here he mentioned the extra neutrons in turn. So, for one fission reaction, we need one neutron. So, in one fission reaction, so in the last class we observed sometimes 2 neutrons released, sometimes 3 neutrons released. So, only one neutron is enough to participate in the nuclear fission. So, the extra neutrons, so whatever released will again participate in the fission reaction, So, that is the situation here. So, I will repeat once again, the extra neutrons in turn. So, you have to understand the importance of this point. The extra neutrons in turn can initiate the fission process, producing still more neutrons, and so on. This leads to the possibility of a chain reaction suggested by Enrico Fermi is the name of the scientist. So, here observe carefully, you just take one neutron, uranium atom, one neutron and one uranium atom, then you can see this is the output, then finally these are the outputs, right. So, here if one neutron participates in nuclear reaction, this is the situation. So, in these products, so in the last class we have seen again neutrons will be released. So, these neutrons, so whatever the neutrons released, like here, suppose in one reaction it is 2, in one reaction it is 3. So, again these extra neutrons, so whatever released again will participate in the reaction again and again with the uranium atoms. So, that you can expect more number of fission reactions, so that in one fission reaction how much amount of energy will be released. So, that also we calculated, just multiplied with the number of fissions, then that much amount of energy will be released. For example, in one fission reaction 200 million electron volts energy is released, means suppose if 10 fission reactions takes place, means just multiplied by 10. So, nearly 2000 million electron volts energy, okay, right. So, here the extra neutrons in turn can initiate the fission process, producing still more neutrons and so on. This leads to the possibility of a chain reaction suggested by, see here, this leads to the possibility of a chain reaction suggested by Enrico Fermi. Next, see here, if this chain reaction is controlled suitably, we can get a steady energy, constant amount of energy, a steady energy output. What happens in a nuclear reactor? So, this is the mechanism happens in a nuclear reactor. If this chain reaction is controlled suitably, we can get a steady energy output. What happens in a nuclear reactor? Suppose in another way, see here, if the chain reaction is uncontrolled, it leads to the explosive energy output as in a nuclear bomb, okay, right. So, as we have seen earlier, in one nuclear reaction, for example, one uranium atom and one neutron giving some other products and along with some other neutrons, these extra neutrons again will participate in a nuclear fission with another uranium atom, then again certain amount will be released, energy will be released, byproducts also will be there, we are calling them as fragments along with some other neutrons. So, these neutrons again will participate. So, like that there is no discontinuity. So, it is a continuous process. If it continues like that, it is called as uncontrolled chain reaction, but uncontrolled chain reaction leads to the explosive energy output as in a nuclear bomb. But in our discussion, that is nuclear reactor, we need controlled chain reaction. So, that must be in our hands, If this chain reaction is controlled suitably, we can get a steady energy output. What happens in a nuclear reactor, right. See here, to sustain chain reaction, experimentally known that slow neutrons much more likely to cause fission in uranium 235-92 than fast neutrons. Okay. So, I will repeat once again. To sustain chain reaction, experimentally known that slow neutrons. So, in one nuclear fission, neutrons will be released. Next, the speed of neutrons also important. So, the speed neutrons, so the neutrons which are having high speed are less probable to participate in nuclear fission again. So, that we need to reduce the speed of the neutrons. So, we have to make the neutrons to come to slow to participate in nuclear fission again, which releases energy along with fragments again and again. Okay? Right. See here, to sustain chain reaction experimentally known that slow neutrons much more likely to cause fission in uranium 235-92 than fast neutrons. So, what is our requirement? In one nuclear reactor, we have to decrease the speed of the neutrons. We have to decrease the speed of the neutrons to sustain chain reaction. Next, to achieve the above. So, what is above? Reducing the speed of the neutron. To achieve the above, fast neutron should collide elastically with lighter nuclei. To achieve the above, fast neutron should collide elastically with lighter nuclei. That is what? Moderator. That is what? Moderator. Okay. So, here, so whatever the material we are using to reduce the speed of the neutron is moderator. So, to achieve the above, fast neutron should collide elastically with lighter nuclei, that is moderator. Okay? Right. See some other information here itself. So, it is a practical information. Chadwick experiments showed that in an elastic collision with hydrogen, the neutron almost comes to rest. And proton carries away the energy. So, one important point from experiments. So, practical information. Okay? Right. So, anyhow, to reduce the speed of the neutron, we have to use lighter nuclei, also called as moderator. Next, because of the use of moderator, in the bracket, so what we are using as a moderator, right? See here, water, heavy water and graphite. So, these are the things you can use as a moderator. So, because of the use of moderator, in the bracket I have written clearly. So, these we are using as a moderator. It is possible that the ratio K, so which is very important. So, K is called as multiplication factor. Okay. So, here the ratio of K, so here we have to define K also. So, K is called as multiplication factor. So, what is multiplication factor? It is the ratio of number of fission produced by a given generation of neutrons to the number of fission of the preceding generation. I will repeat once again. So, multiplication factor is the important quantity here. What is multiplication factor? It is the ratio of number of fission produced by a given generation of neutrons to the number of fission of the preceding generation. So, here I underline the sentence. Okay. So, that gives the value of K, right. See here, because of the use of moderator, it is possible that the ratio K the ratio K. So, what is K means? Number of fission produced by a given generation of neutrons to the number of fissions of the preceding generation. Okay? Right. See here, what about the K values? What about the K values? If K is equal to 1, the operation is critical. So, this we need. So, in one nuclear reactor, for the functioning of a nuclear reactor to sustain chain reaction, we need K value as 1. Even K is somewhat less than 1 also no problem, but it should not be greater than 1. If it is greater than 1, it may be dangerous. See here, the operation of the reactor is supercritical. So, the reactor can even explode. So, when K is greater than 1, so number of fissions will be increased enormously, exponentially, then automatically more amount of energy will be released. So, there is a chance for there is a possibility for the explosion of nuclear reactor. So, that is why K value is very important for us to increase or to get sufficient amount of energy or required amount of energy. Also, we have to look for K value, and at the same time for the protection of nuclear reactor, to avoid the damage, to avoid the explosion, to avoid the breakage of nuclear reactor, also we have to look for K value. If K is equal to 1, you can expect, so the operation is said to be critical. If K is equal to 1, the operation is said to be critical. So, this is the stage we need for the smooth functioning of nuclear reactor or to sustain chain reaction. This is very important for us to get the required output of nuclear reactor. Right. If K is greater than 1, the state is said to be supercritical. So, the reactor even can explode. Right. So, by knowing the K value, we are measuring growth rate of neutrons. We are measuring growth rate of neutrons. So, the increasing the number of neutrons is needed for us, but at the same time we have to control the number of neutrons. Otherwise, K value will become greater than 1, number of fissions will be increased, more number of energy will be released, even the reactor may explode. So, to control the neutrons, to control the number of neutrons, we have to look for K value. At the same time, to decrease the speed of the neutron, we are using moderator. So, here number of neutrons, speed of neutron, number of neutrons, speed of neutron. These two things are very important when we are studying about nuclear reactor. Right. Next, the reaction rate is controlled through controlled rods. The reaction rate is controlled through controlled rods. Okay. That is what cadmium. See here. So, the reaction rate is controlled through controlled rods. So, cadmium is using as a material, cadmium is using as a controlled rods. Okay. Right. Here one more point they mentioned in the bracket, naturally occurring uranium 238-92 is non-fissionable. Okay. So, this is like one of the important point regarding practical information. Okay. Right. So, here the reaction rate is controlled through controlled rods. Next, see the reaction, what happens in nuclear reactor. So, uranium 238-92, neutron 10, uranium 239-92, see the reaction, nuclear reaction. Next, NP, right, 239, so it is mass number, atomic number, then you can see the remaining thing, here also the same thing. So, the next step, so this is the first, next what will happen? So, it will become, neptunium will become plutonium. So, it is 239-93, it is 239-94, right. So, it is neptunium is highly radioactive substance than uranium, but uranium means we should not believe blindly. So, here I mentioned clearly naturally occurring uranium 238-92, okay. That is, but here we are using enriched uranium for nuclear reactor purpose. So, that you keep in mind the difference between enriched uranium and naturally occurring uranium. So, this is the reaction. After this, the neptunium will become like this, plutonium along with these two. Okay? Right. So, these are the reactions in case of nuclear reactor. Now, we are going to see the structure and working. So, construction and working of nuclear reactor. Okay. So, here you can see that is what coolant, right, and core, see the parts. So, this is the external diagram of nuclear reactor. So, which is called as reflector, it is the core, these are the control rods. So, here solid line, it is dotted lines. So, it is in continuation. So, this completely is said to be control rod 1, it is control rod 2. So, these two are called as control rods. So, this is called as core, right. Here if you observe carefully, steam to turbine, this is what we are getting, heat exchange or steam generator. Okay. So, this steam helps us to drive the turbines, so that it can generate electrical energy or electricity. Okay. See here, water from condenser, right. So, we are sending, we have water, so that water will become steam, right. So, vapor state, so that the steam helps us to rotate the turbines, steam energy, right. See here. So, these are the parts of nuclear reactor. Now, you can go for one by one. So, which is working, see here. So, it is core. So, core acts as a site of nuclear fission, core acts as a site of nuclear fission, right. See here, core contains the fuel elements, core contains the fuel elements, in the bracket enriched uranium. So, what we are using? We are using enriched uranium in fabricated form, right. So, contains the fuel elements, in the bracket enriched uranium. So, fuel elements means made up of enriched uranium in fabricated form. Next, contains moderator to slow down the neutrons. So, here already I spoke about moderator. So, this water, heavy water and graphite acts, and we are utilizing as a moderator. So, this is what contains moderator to slow down the neutrons. Next, core is surrounded by a reflector to reduce leakage. Core is surrounded by a reflector to reduce leakage, right. This is what reflector. Okay. Suppose if any leakage happens, because here we are using uranium, it is a highly radioactive substance, right, neptunium. So, finally, in case of nuclear reactor, we are using radioactive substances. So, exposure of human or animal to the radioactive substance is dangerous and completely avoidable. Okay. Suppose if we expose either accidentally or naturally, it creates so many problems to our skin as well as health. So, that is why protection is one of the very important factor in case of nuclear reactor. That is the reason core is surrounded by a reflector to reduce leakage. Okay. Next, see here, the energy released removed by coolant, whatever the energy released here in case of nuclear reactor, removed by coolant. Okay. Right. Next, say this, a containment vessel prevents escape of radioactive fission products. A containment vessel prevents escape of radioactive fission products, right. So, what is this? Containment vessel prevents escape of radioactive fission products, right. So, here neutron and fission products must not escape. Suppose if any one thing is going to escape, means there is no chance for the formation of or for the nuclear reaction. Okay. Then we can't expect any amount of energy release and byproducts also. Okay. That is right. So, next is the whole assembly is shielded, the whole assembly. So, this is the assembly, whole assembly is shielded. Okay. So, here the whole assembly is shielded. So, for protection purpose, so to avoid exposure. Next, the reactor can be shut down by means of rods, in the bracket cadmium have high absorption of neutrons. High absorption of neutrons. The reactor can be shut down by means of rods. So, in the bracket cadmium. So, we are using cadmium as a rods. The reactor can be shut down by means of rods have high absorption of neutrons. High absorption of neutrons. Okay. So, with the help of control rods, you can control the reaction. Next, the coolant transfers heat to a working fluid. The coolant transfers heat to a working fluid, which in turn may have produced steam. So, whatever the heat which is going to produce, which transfers to the respective whatever it is available in our nuclear reactor. So, usually water. So, then water will becomes to vapor state steam. So, this steam helps us to rotate the turbines and generates electricity. Okay, that is. So, here if you observe carefully regarding the working of nuclear reactor, so a neutron is going to participate in nuclear reaction with radioactive material. So, here uranium, then byproducts will be released. So, we are calling them as fragments along with certain amount of energy along with some other neutrons. So, these neutrons again participate in nuclear reaction with some other uranium atom and again energy will be released. So, this reaction continues like that. This is called as controlled, this is called chain reaction. So, this reaction we have to control. So, in case of nuclear reactor, we have to control this chain reaction. Suppose if you are not going to control means it will be like this. So, if the chain reaction is uncontrolled means it leads to explosive energy output as in a nuclear bomb, that is important. Okay. So, if you observe carefully the working of nuclear reactor, here in one fission reaction certain amount of energy will be released along with some other number of neutrons. These neutrons again will participate in fission reaction, again certain amount of energy will be released. So, like this the enormous amount of energy will be released continuously. So, that energy we are utilizing to heat the water, then water will become steam. So, vapor state of water, that steam helps us to rotate the turbines, so that they can generate electricity. Okay, right. So, if you look once again, if you overlook once again what we discussed in this class means, okay. So, nuclear reactor is our topic in this class. So, in nuclear reactor we discussed what is a nuclear reactor and what is the physical construction and the working of nuclear reactor. So, if you observe carefully here, we are going to here I explained step by step, right. So, here we spoke about possibility of chain reaction. So, that is we have to control the chain reaction, otherwise we can't get steady amount of output energy, that is one thing. Next, here we discuss the importance of moderator, right. Here we discussed about what is multiplication factor, that is also very important. So, the value of multiplication factor is also important. Okay. That is, afterwards we came to discuss the reaction, right. So, we came to discuss the reaction, that is what uranium, and next step, this is the first step and this is the second step, right. So, it is what it is showing the block diagram of nuclear reactor. So, the core points, the core parts of the nuclear reactor, and then this is about information, this is the information about core, and next we came to discuss almost how we are getting energy from this working of a nuclear reactor. Okay. This is all about nuclear reactor, so that we are getting enormous amount of energy in the form of electrical.